Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Lifelong Learners. Last week, I talked about my life with autism. This week, I want to talk about fidget toys and why I use them. If you want to listen to more episodes of Lifelong Learners, you can go to Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Lifelong Learners Podcast. Now, let's dive into the world of autism and fidget toys from my own lived experience. Your host, Holly Tetreault. Over the years, I have learned what fidget toys work for me. In elementary school, I wasn't allowed to have fidget toys because it would distract the other kids. As I reached high school, it became harder for me to cope with stress and anxiety. I started using fidget toys when I started college at GCC. My first fidget toy was a stress ball shaped like a brain. Then I started buying myself fidget toys, including stress balls, slinkies, stretchy bands, and many others. Not only do I use fidget toys in stressful situations, I use fidget toys to keep my hands busy or I need something to do. When I go out to medical appointments, I pack a bag with fidget toys and stuffed animals. Using fidget toys shouldn't be seen as a bad thing. We should embrace differences and accept people for who they are. I use fidget toys to help me focus on my homework. One of my favorite fidget toys is my jumbo slinky. I like the noise that it makes, and I like holding it and swinging it back and forth. Some other fidget toys I have are fidget spinners, poppets, twisty toys, and stress balls. When I am at home, I play with my slinky. I stim with my stress balls. Sometimes I just want to play around with my fidget toys. Currently, I have an obsession with my poppets, and these toys make a popping sound when you push down on the toy, and it makes a sound that I enjoy. I also like the repetitive motion and doing the same thing over and over. In college, I am able to have fidget toys, and I like the feeling of having fidget toys in class. Having something in my hand to occupy those senses while I listen to my professor talk not only helps with anxiety, but it helps me to focus on what is going on in the present moment. I am a person who needs something to do while I am waiting to go in for an appointment. Even when I hang out with mom, I always have a bag of fidget toys and other calming items in case I am stressed out or my hands need to be doing something. bringing my bag of fidget toys and other calming items everywhere with me has prevented meltdowns, overstimulation, and it gives me the confidence I need when I don't have mom with me in some situations. I can go to appointments and use my tools to cope with the world around me. Being autistic doesn't prevent me from doing what I need to do on a daily basis. I am learning that it's okay to ask for help. In my experience, fidget toys help me to calm down and to focus on the task at hand. Sometimes I use my spiky ball to squeeze after doing a long homework assignment. Also, I like items with a little weight to them, especially when I am doing homework. A weighted lap pad is helpful when I am doing assignments I don't enjoy because the weight of the pad helps me to stay calm and focus on what is in front of me. Coming from a time where it wasn't okay for me to use fidget toys or even stim, I found it hard to focus on my homework. I would get distracted easily with everything else going on around me. I did not enjoy school as a kid. I felt like the teachers did not understand what autism was. This misunderstanding about autism growing up was hard because I could never understand why I couldn't have fidget toys during class when I know that it would have helped me to focus. Sometimes I do wish teachers would get the training to understand autistic individuals. If I could count the number of fidget toys I have, I would say I have at least 50 different fidget toys. Each day with my autism is different. Sometimes I need to fidget or stim with a fidget toy for a few minutes, or it could be longer than that, depending on the situation. Don't be afraid to bring what you need with you because your body will thank you. When I go out to eat, I always have to pack fidget toys, Fox and Teddy, and noise canceling headphones. I have this routine so I can still do things out in public, but sometimes I need to take care of myself. Most of my fidget toys are small enough to fit in my purse, and when I need to pull one out, it's right there. I am always prepared to take care of myself. Who cares who's looking at me? I am using the tools and items I need to cope with this overwhelming world. If I didn't have fidget toys, I probably wouldn't be able to do half the things I am able to do today. These toys help me to stay focused and pay attention to one thing at a time. I also find them satisfying to play with in general. When I have therapy every 2 weeks, I am always getting new ideas for fidget toys and stuffed animals. I will continue to speak up about autism because there's so much misinformation out there. I want other people to know that it's okay to be who you are. Being autistic is a new ability, and for me, I am able to be creative, have empathy for others, and I am a kind person. Using fidget toys and stuffed animals are part of who I am, but that doesn't define me as a person. Autistic people can be independent or they might need lifelong support. It doesn't make us any less human. If I need to use my fidget toys while I am out in public, that's fine. Why do people need to make a big deal out of why autistic people use certain things to cope with a world that wasn't built for us? Fidget toys are also helpful when my body is coping with changes happening in my life. Change has never been easy for me, but this life change that's happening in May is hard for me to accept. I never thought that my therapist was going to retire before I finished my first semester at UMass Amherst. This past week has been a roller coaster of emotions. I wish I could put a pause button on time so I could still have the same therapist. I have been using my stuffed animals and fidget toys to cope with the big feelings I am having about this. This is the first time I am writing about this because my emotions have been so intense that it's hard for me to talk about something like this. I will dive deeper into this topic next week. That's all for this week's episode of Lifelong Learners. Today I talked about fidget toys and why they are helpful to me. Next week I want to talk about change and routines from my own lived experience. I want to thank Alex, GCC, and all of my fans for helping me get my autism story out there. For more episodes of Lifelong Learners, you can go to Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and look up Lifelong Learners. Don't forget to go to YouTube and subscribe to my channel at Lifelong Learners Podcast. And look for more episodes of Lifelong Learners every Saturday afternoon. See you next week. Holly Tetreault.